Today for Bible study, we're going to read 3 stories. The first one is called the fiery furnace. So King Nebuchadnezzar's army had defeated the Israelites. He was their ruler. King Nebuchadnezzar built a golden statue, and then he made a very bad law. It said, when the music plays, everyone must bow down and worship the statue. Those who disobey will be thrown into the fiery furnace. The music began to play. The people fell down and worshiped the statue. But Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego refused. We only worship the one true God, they said, and the king was mad. So Raspberries, remember how we talked about in God's commandments that we can only worship him and not worship any statues. And so Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego wanted to obey God's law, and so even though there might be a consequence, they decided not to fall down and worship the statue. Well, the king was so mad that he said, make the furnace extra hot. He had the 3 men thrown inside. Yet when the king looked into the furnace, there were 4 men inside. One of them looked like an angel from God. Who do you guys think that this 4th person was? The king shouted to the men, come out, your God has saved you. The fire did not hurt them. They did not even smell like smoke. And so the king made them rulers in his kingdom. The next story is called Daniel and the Lions. Darius became the new king of Babylon, and Daniel was his chief helper. The king's other helpers did not like Daniel. They decided to make a tricky law to trap Daniel. They said to the king, you are such a wonderful king. You should make a new law that for the next 30 days, everyone must only pray to you. If they disobey, they will be thrown into the lion's den. King Darius made the new law, but Daniel kept praying to God because Daniel loved God. The king's helpers caught him praying. They told King Darius, now you must throw Daniel into the lion's den. The king knew he had been tricked, but he had to obey his new law. Daniel was thrown into the lion's den, but he wasn't afraid. He knew God would take care of him. King Darius told Daniel, I hope your God will save you. That night, the king could not sleep because he was so worried about Daniel. At sunrise, the king hurried to the lion's den. Has your God saved you from the lions, he called? Yes, answered Daniel. My God sent his angel to protect me. So Daniel returned to the palace. Then King Darius ordered everyone to honor and respect God. All right, our last story in the Old Testament is about Jonah and the big fish. Jonah was a prophet of God. Do you guys remember what prophets do? They deliver messages from God to the people. And so God told Jonah, please go to the big city of Nineveh. Tell them to stop doing bad things. But Jonah ran away. He did not want to go to Nineveh. Instead, he got on a boat to sail across the sea. God sent a big storm to stop Jonah. And the sailors in the boat were so afraid, they thought the boat was going to sink. And Jonah told the sailors, my God has sent this storm. If you throw me into the water, the sea will be calm again. So Jonah knew because he disobeyed God that there'd be a consequence. And so Jonah realized that he wasn't making the right choices. And so when the sailors threw Jonah into the raging sea, instantly the sea became calm. Just then, Jonah saw a big fish coming. Boop! The fish swallowed Jonah. Who do you guys think sent the fish? I think God sent the fish to save Jonah from drowning in the ocean. For 3 days and nights, Jonah was inside the fish, and he prayed to God, please forgive me. So, right, Raspberry, sometimes we make the wrong choices, but if we ask God to forgive us, he will. Then God told the fish to spit Jonah